and delete some of your old broadcasts because it automatically records it. Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we just went live. Good evening, one and everybody. Uh, hello, Sniffer, Mischief Kicker,
It'll be
and
nice.
Dixie says hello also. Mineral Water, ER, Harvest Mary Moon, Miss Lisa Anderson, and Chris Riggs. I hope each and every one of y'all are having a good evening today. I know my pillow enjoyed me today. So
Just what I need. A couple more knives.
I bet you I got more knives here in my house than Walmart's got.
Well, I, um,
Barry
they
J,
have these
hello.
real big ones. I mean, they're nothing special. There'd be something that you could just take out and abuse until they break. But
Yeah,
uh, they were marked down. They were $49 for two big knives, and the discount thing on the clearance said $15, but you scan it and it was $5. But would rather get this thing because it's more useful to me to have something in case. Of course, I always carry my pocket knife with me.
yeah,
Um, but it's always good to have something to cut a seatbelt.
true. Hello,
And
Marshmallow Man.
something that you can go in like this and not cut yourself by cutting the seatbelt is a plus.
Chris Pratt. Leave it up to me. I guarantee you I'll end up cutting myself some way, somehow. So, hell, I never thought I'd cut my leg with a machete either, but I did.
Oh
So,
yeah, accidents happen. I've been wanting to get me a neck knife. You
oh, I
know,
got one.
one you wear around a lanyard, and then it has just a little knife, and you can just pull it off.
Yeah, now I got one of them. They nice to have, but they are illegal here.
Yeah, certain states you have to be careful not to.
Have
Yeah,
them on you. Let's put it like
yeah. I
that.
was the laws in California are really odd for carrying knives and stuff.
I wonder why they. Well, okay, never mind. I
Yeah,
just answered my own question.
like you could have something like this, because if you see it has a, I don't know if you
A
has a
belt clip on.
clip on
Yeah.
it. If you put it in your pocket and it's showing, then you can actually get arrested for it in California.
Well, now I know the reason for that,
Yeah.
and I have, let's say, used that reason a time or two. But yeah, Mountaineer Mama, I hope you having a good evening. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run too long tonight.
Oh,
I got
I'm beat myself.
so I got a tooth that's hurting, and every time I talk, the vibrations from my voice goes across the top of it, and it makes it hurt that
You
much
gotta
worse.
whisper.
I tried that one time. I can't do it.
Well, it must really hurt when you let out a burp.
You would have to go and say that. I haven't done that yet. Oh, but and I don't think I'll drink no Dr. Peppers no time soon either. But we I do well. I started out, I was wanting to talk a little bit about news tonight. What's going on in this world of ours. And one of the things is they finally passed a law up in DC that all illegal immigrants
No, this
are.
was in New York. New York.
This was in DC. They passed this one in DC because that thing that I sent you, it says in DC.
Well, the thing is, DC is not a state, though.
Exactly.
So
It's
it's
a,
just a providence, or however they put it.
right. But, but the point is, they are allowed to vote.
Oh, okay. It's the city. The city.
The city.
The city council is doing that. So
Okay.
that's not a state thing either. So it's just the city.
Okay. But anyway, the point of the matter is the only type of people I think ought to be able to vote are legals, people who were born here.
Well, not born.
Wait a minute. Let me finish saying what I got to say. All right. Unless you become a legal citizen of the United States. Okay. But nobody else, I don't think, ought to have that right to vote. And it's taken away a lot of our rights if you really want to sit there and think about it.
Oh, yeah. Wait until the next coming months.
Yeah.
Because billions of dollars have been shut off for people collecting food stamps and stuff. I should say, not everybody. If you come from way down south, meaning not from here, you still get your food stamps.
Oh, yeah.
Direction card or whatever they call it now.
EBT card.
Yeah. They still get, as soon as you get into here, they give you a cell phone. You get benefits. You get health benefits. You get food stamps. And I think it's $1,600 a month and they even put you in a motel until you find your own place.
Now, some of them motels that they put these people in, how much do they cost a night? Or should I say, how much are we paying for each one? 400 or 500 a month?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's been millions, if not billions of dollars spent on this since Potato's been doing this.
Yeah. They're getting at least, Wildlife said they're getting at least $800 a month. Now, that's what I heard. That's purple.
Yeah, the $1,600 is if you have a kid.
Right.
And then it goes up multiple kids.
Matt, I have heard that a while back ago, but until that happens, I don't know. Let me post what he says. Congress is trying to force SSDI people to get the juice or lose it.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, because um, the House is coming out with a lot of stuff here, because I'm sure everybody knows what they found out about the thing with China, and that the juice is actually doing more harm than good, and the coverings didn't do anything. There's a whole long list of stuff. That's why Fauci is like hidden. He's like, woo, he's in hiding, because he's actually involved in that place over there that the sickness came from. So I expect a lot of this stuff to start coming out here in the next this year.
Well, the bad thing about it is a creator knows a whole lot more than what they are allowed to report right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
And even myself, you, and some other creators, we know what's in the works. But like I said, we're not allowed to say.
Oh,
We can't.
like if I was a teacher, I wouldn't be in New York City, or I think it's New York City, or just New York, the state. No, New York City. For those who didn't get the thing, their names have been turned over to the FBI, and this is documents that you can go up and look, that it's going on right now, and these people that didn't get it are being flagged as certain types of people.
Yeah. I read something on that yesterday. Remind me about that after the show.
Yeah, it's the and it's right now. It's just the teachers, but it's also going to go to nurses and doctors. Will be the next thing, and there should be no reason why, if you didn't get a thing in you, why your name is being added to a list in the FBI. The FBI is for criminals. It has nothing to do with you would figure that would be more of a Homeland Security issue more than a FBI type thing.
If what I read is true, then that right there is just the tip of the iceberg, because they are using that list for other things also.
Oh yeah.
Not just because you didn't get the jab, there's other factors involved.
Yeah. And the next thing that you need to be, because I was going to do a video on this, but I'll just blurt it out. Another major credit card bank, or whatever you want to call it, is now tracking when you purchase pew pews or seeds for those pew pews, and that information is also going to the FBI.
Yeah. And something else about that also, your bank has got the right to deny that purchase on the spot. So,
Well, that's a state one though. That's state, that's not federal.
but I guess what I'm saying is, if you're going to do anything like that, withdraw some greenbacks and then pay for it in cash.
Yeah. And I would suggest doing it like if it's a big purchase. Oh, Jeff, before we get going, Banner,
Oh, yeah.
beforehand, because you know you're not supposed to take out more than $600 because they can come back and ask you, what did you do with this $1,200 that you took out?
And do not use an ATM card inside of the business that sells them. You know, go to your bank, go to another bank, you know, 350 compared to whatever. It may be worth it. But never use the ATM inside of, oh God, I can't even think of a name to use.
Pew Pew store.
Yeah, okay, a Pew Pew store, because they can
Why
track
do we have
it
to talk like this?
on kind of our really smart, I don't know if I'll say not government. I would love to go back to where you could really say what you was meaning instead of talking in code. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Hey, 101.
hello, sir. I hope you got some rest. You gonna need it tonight.
Oh, I got something for you, Jeff. There you go. Play that one.
All righty.
I mean, say what you want to about people in the South, but I ain't ever heard
Well-
nobody say, I sure would love some up north cooking.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the hell on.
Uh,
Wait a minute, I hit the wrong one. Damn it. Add
I mean, say what you want to about people in the South, but I ain't ever heard nobody. I mean, say what you want.
you ready?
Go for it.
I mean, say what you want to about people in the South, but I ain't ever heard nobody say, I sure would love some up north cooking.
Okay. There to begin with, I only saw the last part. It looked like he was spreading something on somebody's back. That's some good old buttered bread.
Oh yeah. You always pour that up on top, or brush it up there. But yeah, pouring it works too.
Yeah, it does. It put it back in there for a couple more minutes and let it heat up and soak on in there. Damn, that's good. That's almost as good as putting sausage gravy on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Chef Kicker. That's bullshit. I love up north cooking. Come down south and we'll change your mind.
Yeah, there's a difference. Like I said, there are some things up north that you'd probably miss if you went down south for a while.
Yeah.
You'd
You
like,
know,
oh man, I remember when I had that. That was so good.
Now, I will admit, there are some.
Believe it or not, I've never had really good pizza down south.
I quit eating pizza years ago.
Unless it's homemade. I did have lady cook pizza one time, and she had alligator on there and all kinds of stuff. And oh man, that was good.
That sounds good. Chef Kicker, you come on down here to the south, and one day I'll let you have the kitchen, but next day I get the kitchen. And we'll get the next door neighbor to sample the food. But
Hey, Jigga Ninja.
You got to remember, my daddy was a chef. And the funny thing about it is, my mama taught him how to cook.
Yep, I've had some real good in the hog roast. If you get invited to a hog roast, oh, that's some good stuff.
You know, I will say this right here, and I saw a comedian talk about it. And Lord God, I am not saying this to sound like I'm prejudiced or nothing like that. But if a white man ever gets invited to a
Reunion.
yes, a black family reunion,
Yep.
take your ass there.
Oh yeah.
You better have a wheelbarrow with you also, because your fat ass ain't walking out. And if you're not fat when you walked in, you will be when you leave.
I went to one. This was in Louisiana,
Some of the best cooking you'll eat.
and I was like 100, 120, 130 pounds, and we got to fix that. You too small. We need to get you some food, and I had two people carrying plates for me back to the table. But I put some food away, and they love it when you keep eating the food.
Yes,
It
it's
just
a compliment.
oh yeah, and she must have been probably 80, 90 years old, and she kept every time my plate would start getting a little empty, she'd bring a plate over and dump it.
Yes, you would.
Like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to walk out of here. And then they let's go play some football. I'm like,
oh hell.
there ain't no way I'm running.
You hit me in my bread basket, all that food I ate's coming back up. And don't tell an elder no when they bring you food. You liable to end up fighting the whole damn family.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. All this talk about racism and all this crap, I could be the only white person in that. You would never know the difference. Everybody treats you the same way as their own family.
Yeah, they do.
And there are some that,
despise us, but
yeah, if Whoopi Goldberg showed up at there, I'm sure she would have words to say, but
I'm sure I'd have something to say back.
But like I said, when I was younger, I grew up for about 2 years in Watts in Los Angeles, and went to school. I was the only white kid there. Never got in a fight. Never had any issues. Nothing. The only issues I had was with the police, and not because I did anything bad. I'll just leave it at that. And then I've been to where there was nothing but white kids, and I would get in fights left and right because I was a new kid or something.
Well, they got to test the new kid out. I don't care where you go.
Oh yeah, but I never had that issue when I was down in Watts.
No,
and it's not like it is now. But
well,
if you get treated differently, then there's issues. Like if I treated you different because you were down south, everybody could tell. But if you treat somebody with respect and you don't You don't give a crap what they look like or where they grew up or anything. There's no problems.
Well, you know, I can honestly say here in my area, and I'm talking kids only, okay? You can be a white kid, you can be a black kid, you can be Hispanic, you can be whatever. They will treat you as one of their own youngins. They will treat you with respect. Now, the times that I've seen where they do not really treat you with respect is when you come up in there with an attitude.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's
but
what I
then,
mean.
yeah,
You can tell.
yeah, you can. You know, and back up what you said is I agree with you. You treat somebody with respect, they will remember that for a
Hmm.
long time, you know. And if you're, let's say, broke down or something like that, the quickest person to stop and ask you, do you need help? Believe it or not, is a Hispanic person.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Arizona, so um, I had many friends.
Yeah.
I've had a Mexican girlfriend. That's how I knew all the bad cuss words in Spanish because I got called them.
Well,
And
my
that's where
neighbor
I
was,
learned how to cook uh, Mexican food. Even though the man doesn't go in the kitchen, and
really,
it's usually the same way with like Italians. Italians, unless he makes the sauce, then he doesn't come in for anything.
all I got to say, my house, my kitchen, stay the hell out, you know. But now, don't take me wrong. My wife, damn, she's a good cook. Okay, she can cook real good, but she, I mean, she's like old school. Okay,
Yeah,
cooking, which there is a lot of times I love that type. But me, the way I am now, let's say pork chops. Okay, I got to have my pork chops tender. She'll cook them till they're crispy. I can't eat them, you know. And when I cook, that's the way I cook hers, and I cook mine the way I want it cooked.
yeah,
Steak, I've got to have my steak medium rare. Okay,
yeah.
that's the only way. Now, my wife, when she gets a steak, and I tease her about it, we'll go to the restaurant. Well, how do you want your steak cooked? And I'll say, burn hers. And that's what she likes it.
Oh, all the
But
flavor is gone.
it is, it is.
You just cooked beef jerky.
Well, you know, used to, I could sit down and I could eat hamburger with pink in it. I could eat chicken with a little bit of pink in it. But now, the way times has
Yeah,
got, you show me any pink in my chicken or my hamburger, I'm sending that damn thing back.
yeah.
The only the only thing I can deal with that's got pink in it is steak. That's
And
it.
I've got food poisoning so many times from eating rare or medium rare. It's because that they not clean in the back or that it sets out in a box until somebody orders it or something.
Yep.
I've worked back there. I know how they do things. Unless you have somebody back there that cares for what they're doing, um, like they'll take out the little metal tins full of chicken and just let it set out there. Then somebody orders it, they'll pick it up and throw it on there. Not cooled or anything, just sitting on the counter waiting for somebody to order. So they don't have to run back to the cooler to get another piece of chicken out.
I have seen so many inspectors go into a restaurant and see that. And I've seen inspectors pick chicken up, the tins of chicken, throw it in the trash
Mhm.
on account of that.
And that and the boards, the cutting boards,
Oh, God, yeah.
because you have to have multiple different cutting boards, and they're usually marked or color coded because you can't cut something. You can't go cut chicken up over here and then, oh, I'm going to cut onion up with it that goes in
Right.
salad.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even at home, you don't use one cutting board to cut the chicken up and then wipe it off and do hamburger up on it. After you cut the chicken up on it, by God, you better put you a little bit of dish detergent and a little bit of Clorox on there and clean that down.
And the knife. So
Oh,
many
hell
times that they'll use a different cutting board but keep the same knife.
Yep. But I reckon it's just you've got to know the restaurant. And I don't care what restaurant you go into, check the grade. If it's not at least an A or 100, you're not going to think really that much about it. But anything lower than that, you better start thinking, why did the grade drop from 100 to, 96 for a B and 80 something for a C?
Yeah. Well, different states have different things.
Yeah.
So you just have to figure out what yours are. Hey, Sniffer, how's it going?
Hello, sir. And I have, back in the younger days, everything. I have been in the restroom and a cook come in there and use the bathroom and just walk right on out and not wash his hands.
Oh, yeah. And I walk right out the door.
I've got, I go sit down at the table and the wife say, are you ready to order? I said, yeah. I said, but not from this restaurant, and tell her what happened. That's it. She's first one to leave the table.
Yeah.
I don't play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a bit, and I do the same thing. I just said, well, nope. And the waitress will come up and said, are you going to order? And I said, well, I'll pay for whatever 3 drinks that I got out of the pop or something, but I'm not ordering any food in here because seeing your cook come out of the bathroom didn't even bother washing his hands.
Exactly. And don't try to tell me, well, they got a sink in the back there. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
They may have a sink, but I seriously doubt they coming out of that bathroom, going back out to the kitchen and washing their hands. I can't see it. Now, like I said, my daddy, he was a chef. I'm not going to say what restaurants that he was in. And I have seen him time and time again. If a cook was in the midst of cooking, let's say, for example, they was to drop a hamburger or a pork chop or something like that on the floor, and he'd pick it up, put it on the plate. He'd fire them right there on the spot. I've seen it done too.
That floor is clean. The floor may be clean, but the crap that you're trapping all over the ground with your feet is not.
But now they got what? 3-second rule or 5-second rule? No,
Yeah.
My food falls on the floor. It better go straight in the trash.
Yeah, I remember, the little mats they put over the floor and say, oh, it's okay. It fell on the mat. You're still stepping on it.
Well, then, if it's okay, let's see you take a bite of it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I've seen my daddy write up quite a few shells, come out of the bathroom and go straight over there and start cooking and not wash up. I've seen him write them up for that. My my daddy was a good guy, but he had rules. And something like that, he was an SOB about it, you know. And now that I think about it and everything, I'm glad he was like that. I just wished there was more shells around like that. And there's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen I think it was today, and I'm not going to play a video on it because I got in trouble for it, but you can look it up. It's where this is in Ohio, by the way. A group of black kids forced a white one to pledge to a certain group. It's all on film and everything.
Hello, Miss Giggles. It's been a while.
And
I hope you're doing good.
And the kids didn't get in trouble for this.
Why is it schools have changed like that? Now look, I know you old school, I'm old school. Half the people in chat tonight are old school. When we went to school, the way we started our school day is you stand up and you said your pledge and so forth. And nowadays, it ain't nothing like that.
Hey, Google.
What's this witchcraft?
It's a about the school system and stuff like this, and notice the color of the text. Will kind of give you a hint of what's going on.
Right.
Who believes in school choice?
Can you specify, like, what do you mean
So
by
that's
that?
where parents can apply the money that they pay to taxes. They get vouchers, and they can put that into any school that they want. It's very popular in red states right now, and a lot of blue states are against it, especially teachers' unions are against it because it's taking money away from the public schools and creating more of a competitive market.
Right. That's why I wouldn't raise my hand.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes with school choice, it gets a little bit tricky, right? My first class the first day I had 25 students. By day 2, I had 19 because 6 parents switched out of the class because they saw me and they were like, there's no freaking way, before I even got a word in.
As a parent, I would want to know, like, do you not think that is okay or they're right to withdraw when they see you? Because ultimately, you're probably an excellent educator.
I appreciate that.
I have no doubt about that. But I think we get into muddy waters when we start trying to take that choice away from the parent.
Do I think that it is okay for a parent to see me and go, not around my kid? No, I don't think that's okay. I feel like that's really crossing the line because you are, for lack of better words, discriminating against me openly. That's like seeing a black teacher and being like, there's no way. It is the same. It is the same.
It's
Not
still
quite.
the right of the parent to make that decision as to whether or not they want their child to learn from you.
Okay.
Like, it's still that parent's right. Like, you can disagree with their motivations, their motives, their ideas,
Would you
but
say
it
that-
is still their child.
If there's school choice, they won't be stuck with those options. They can have other options. That's the whole point of that. Also, it is the school district's job to appropriately use those budgets. Most of the budget in the schools aren't going to the teachers. We got cafeteria workers, janitors, all of these people that are getting paid.
If we look at the history of this country, a lot of people were homeschooled. A lot of our founders were homeschooled. Like they only went to school till 3rd grade, a lot of them. And I think what has happened is parents have decided that the government is going to do a better job at raising their children than themselves. We have also come to a place where school is taking up the majority of our day. And we have this mistrust of parents that they can't educate their own children. And I think that that's wrong. I think that a lot of parents, and if you look at homeschool data, like my friend Phil right here, he's got 7 kids and he's homeschooling them all. And actually homeschool kids are turning out really well.
I think you bring up a lot of very valid points, but I have to say, and I just want your opinion on this, I would never homeschool my own kids. And I want my kids to be smarter than me, than I ever was. How am I going to have a child that is smarter and does better than I do if I'm their only teacher?
You grow alongside your child.
Okay.
I think as a teacher, I feel like I've learned the most in my life as a teacher, like more so than in college. And, so parents becoming teachers is actually good for them as well.
Okay.
And then even in the public schools, a lot of teachers are relying on the lesson plans. But speaking from experience, I got to give the credit where it's due. My wife does the homeschooling in it, and I've watched that process of her learning alongside, to make sure when they ask these questions, I'm getting knowledge on the material as well so I can help you get through it. Nothing replaces that value, that bonding time that she gets to have with the kids. Another misconception, though, is that they think it's a matter of income and homeschool families have to be rich and et cetera. And I think the average homeschool family makes like $65K. So the reality is they're scaling back and making sacrifices for this lifestyle because they value what is coming out of it.
But you could tell the difference in the different people.
Yeah.
And oh, I didn't like that they didn't like me. That's not right. That's not right. But you're sitting there judging them people. It should always come down. It's the parent. It's because it's their kids. It's not your kids. Just because you enroll kids in the school doesn't mean that your parenthood just went away.
Yeah. I reckon one of the main reasons I think kids ought to be homeschooled, okay, it's too much violence in schools, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is the school is not really teaching them the way they should be taught, in my opinion, and that can go many doors to be open. God, I want to say this, but I can't.
Oh, did you hear about it was a town hall meeting thing where they were talking to the school board, and this little boy gets up there and he says, "I want you to listen to the book that I got from my school library."
Yeah.
And he said it was on display as soon as you walk in the door to the library. It was right there. And he checked the book out because he wanted to bring it home, show it to his parents because he knew it wasn't right. And the librarian told him, "We have more graphic stuff than that. If you want something a little bit harder, let me know and we'll get it to you." Basically, it was about two guys doing stuff to each other in a certain way. You guys can kind of read between the lines. And he's reading this thing, and you see the parents have no expression about it. It's like, oh, it's normal stuff. And then the father gets up there and says, I can't really say it, but telling him that no way should this stuff be in our schools for my fifth grader to learn how to give another guy a thing. And that's the stuff that's in our schools right now. And no wonder why homeschooling has gone up so much in the last 3 years.
Well,
67% it has gone up in the last 3 years. That's the most since before there was homeschooling, which homeschooling was just normal thing back then.
Well, I'm going to say something, and the chances are it's going to get me a strike, but I don't give a shit. I think it's time we ought to have a book burning.
Well, the thing is,
now I'm not talking just any book. I'm talking like what you just said.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is, um, when you start burning books, you're infringing on someone's belief and their freedom of speech. But it doesn't have to be forced in school. There should be some kind of regulations where we can't have it. I mean, when I went to school, if I had like a t-shirt that had a female on it with big boobs, I had to take it off or go get another shirt or something. And now the books that they're having in here is like, wow. I mean,
it's like this right here. Okay. I don't care what you believe in. I really don't. But to bring it into the school and try to force kids to read it or to believe in it, no. I am slapped against that right there. I don't want my grandyoungins reading on how to do this or how to do that.
oh,
You
no
know,
way.
the schools, they don't want to do nothing about it. I think all the parents, who was against it, first things first, go to your board, bring something up about it. Don't just go in there and grab the books and do it like that.
Yeah.
Do it in a step, okay? Let's say a 3-stage step or whatever. If the schools don't want to do nothing, then go to the school board over them. If they don't want to do nothing, then go to the governor of your state. If they don't want to do nothing, then I'm going to say open door. I'll put it like that. Okay. Because you've done all you can. And it's like they don't want to listen to you. They're going to do it their way. You are the parent. You really have control on what your kids learn.
The thing is, if say the school has, I don't know, 4,000 kids in it, and you get 50% of that school that doesn't want their kids to have this stuff in that school, and you keep trying these things, and if nothing happens, then you pull your kids out of school. You watch how fast things change because they don't have that money coming in.
Right.
They can care less about your kids. I'm talking about the school system. I'm not talking about a teacher or a principal or anything like that, which might be the same case, but the school system, it's just a business. If they don't have those kids in there, they don't make any money. They can't get their grants. They can't get this. They can't get that. And pretty soon, oh crap, we're going to lose our job. And then stuff starts getting done.
Well, now Life with Bobby, I agree with what she posted 100%. Okay. If you want to, you can put it in regular libraries.
Yeah.
But don't put it in our schools. And if you do put it in a regular library, have an age restriction on it. Let's say nobody under 18 is allowed to check them out. Okay. I mean, don't just think I'm trying to get a movement started. Everybody go start burning books tomorrow. No, do it in a 3-step thing, like that.
Yeah. I'm never, even there are some books that go way over the side there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cause there's some evil books and stuff out there, but I wouldn't be the one that say we have to burn the books and stuff, because
Well, that's like us coming up. You know, our parents wouldn't want our schools to have Playboy, Penthouse, or books like that in there where we could check out. So, what's the difference? It's the parents, mainly.
yeah, because once you start talking about burning books and stuff, and that's look at how many just women were burned at the stake because of
Yeah.
just
Well,
notions. Oh, that my friend down the road got sick, and it's because of this lady cursed her, and
yeah.
then she's burned at the stake.
But I'm not saying go out there and burn every book that's bad. I mean, no. I'm just saying, you know, that
They don't need to be in the school, period.
I started up a forest fire on this one, wildfire. But they're grooming our kids is what they're doing, straight up, plain and simple.
Oh yeah. There was dang it. I think it was called Milk Money. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie where the kid has this girl come in. Is it Michelle Pfeiffer? I don't know who it is, but she comes in and she has this tight shirt or onesie thing, and she undoes her pants a little bit, and he's drawing like her ovaries and explaining how things are going, and the teacher's out there freaking out, and I'm sitting there looking at that and like, wow, how they're freaking out about something like this, but yet in our schools now you can check out books on how to do worse things than what the female body's reproduction things are and whatnot. Melanie Griffin. Yeah, that's it.
You know, I swear it seems like I saw that movie. It's kind of an old movie, if I ain't mistaken.
I think it's in the 90s.
Okay. Nowadays, that's considered old.
Yeah, that's 30 years ago.
Wait a minute. 20, yeah, at least 30, 35. Yeah, Sniffer, the way things has gotten in our schools, I cannot say no, they should not have cell phones. Okay. Something can happen at the drop of a hat. And people need the cell phones to make calls to say, you know, hey, we got something going on here. We need help. You know, like that. 20 years ago, I would have said the teachers need to have a box up front. Everybody put the cell phones in. You can pick them up when you leave class, you know. But times have changed, and they're changing so damn fast. It's not funny.
Oh, you remember when? Well, I should say in the early 2000s, when you remember how small cell phones used to be. You were the coolest if you had a really small phone.
Yeah.
Now it's getting the bigger phones.
About like the boom boxes.
Yeah, the girls will put them in their backpack pocket and about pulls their pants down because the phones are too big.
And I have seen some phones that would not go in the hip pocket.
Oh yeah,
you know,
tablets
about like a tablet.
Yeah, when I went in school, if you got caught with a calculator, ooh. Nowadays, the cell phones have calculators, Google.
Do you
All kinds
remember?
of stuff.
I think it was Texas Instruments that come out with a calculator watch.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be cool. I walked into class and teacher come over there and took it off my arm and said, "I'll give it back to you at the end of class." Was not allowed to use it. And hell, I didn't even know how to turn the damn thing on. But I hate talking in code because there's a lot I want to say. I'll take a deep breath, then I'll think to myself, can't say that. No, you can't say that either. You'll definitely get in trouble for saying that. You know.
But you sit there and think of if this stuff is in 4th and 5th grader schools right now, imagine how these kids will be in 20 years. That's
They rent out tablets and laptops at school nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what them tablets and laptops got on them. Because there's kids in there that can get around a bunch of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
My kids played World of Warcraft on theirs.
Well, when I had the cow, that was my first computer.
You had a cow?
My computer was a cow. And damn it.
Moo?
No, damn it. What the hell was the name of that? Hell, I can't even think of it now. Gateway.
Oh,
Gateway.
that's just the company.
Yeah, but their computers and everything were dressed up like a cow, more or less.
Oh, yeah, they had the spots, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, back when you could really do things on a computer, all you had to do was misspell a word, and it would take you to websites like you wouldn't believe.
Well, that's still a thing.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more controlled now compared to what it was. And trust me, I damn sure ain't no good speller. So I had a dictionary there with me when I was wanting to spell words.
Yeah, I remember Web TV where you did the whole thing with the remote, and there's like a little keyboard that you could type in stuff and you could see different websites and whatnot. And then the internet kicked off really good. And then that's when everybody got their PCs and stuff. I remember having to have two phone lines.
Yeah.
That way somebody pick up the phone and make a phone call, and dang it, I was right in the middle of this.
Yeah.
You cut the internet off.
Do you remember when you could hook up a VHS camera to your laptop and record like that?
Yeah, you can still do that though.
Yeah, but 90% of the people is probably sitting there thinking, what the hell's a VHS?
Yeah. Well, nowadays they make fun of their kids and say, I gotta go burn a CD. They look at you, what?
Burn a CD.
Yeah,
What's
now
the
they don't
CD?
even have CDs for the computers. Like my computer right now, it's straight glass. There's no way to get into it or anything like that.
Yeah.
We used to have floppy drives,
C drives. Yeah.
CD burners, and then there was the Blu-ray burner.
Yep. And I had all of them.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and make me some DVDs and pop them in the car with stereo.
I remember the computers with the 5-inch floppies. Whenever it was reading it.
Yeah. A dial-up line.
No,
Now,
that was the actual floppy getting read. It would go
Yeah.
and then your little light would flicker every time it was doing something.
Who was good about that? AOL, wasn't it? I'm going to say that's still for American Online, but I don't think it was
Yeah, America Online.
I mean, if y'all think today's computers are slow, use a dial-up. My God, you can probably cook supper, wash the car, wash the clothes, clean the house
Oh, yeah.
before it ever come on.
Well, the thing is, like games, we're only like maybe 12 megabytes, but that 12 megabytes would take you half a day to download.
Yeah.
And then when you'd go to play, you'd have to sit there and wait for a while for it to get connected, and you might die like 3 times before you get started. I used to play on 14K connection. 14K. That's 14 kilobytes a second. Now it's like 400 megabytes per second download or
I think
higher.
the first game I bought for my PC was Deer Hunt. It took me 3 hours to download it, just where I could shoot a deer. And, you know, you had 2 shots. Either you missed it or you bullseyed it, you know. And when you bullseyed it, it's like it would slow down a little bit. I never did hit the deer. It kept freezing up on me.
Well, I remember I still have it, Oregon Trail, the original Oregon Trail on the floppy.
Darn.
I wish I had the box and everything that went with it.
What game did it take? I mean, like, what was it, Nintendo or what?
No, it was a computer game.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Yeah. And
Damn.
most of the time you died of dysentery or you stepped on a rattlesnake.
Them
I
rattlesnakes.
remember when the deer would hop, boing, boing, boing.
Oh, God.
You'd shoot an arrow at it. And you'd watch the arrow go, and you miss. And you had to time it. Boing, boing.
Or when you shoot it and you think you got it, that's when the deer would jump.
Yeah.
So Lord, I don't know. Times have changed so much, but oh God, I can't even think of it. The colleges had it back in the 90s. I want to say a T5 or something like that. That was the best and the fastest uploads and downloads that you could get on a computer. Yeah. You know, but in order to get one, you're going to pay out your yin yang for it.
Well, you got it for free if you were in the dorms.
Yeah, if you was in the dorms.
Yeah, they didn't have Wi-Fi back then. You had to plug it in the wall.
Hell, I remember when Wi-Fi first come out. And damn, everybody was so happy after they figured out what it was for.
Yeah.
You know, you could be going down the road, sit in front of somebody's house that had Wi-Fi. You could use theirs. It's sitting in your car to look up something.
You still can. Most people have it are figured out how to password their connection, but they weren't smart enough to password their router. So you can, all you do is log into their router and change their password.
We
I used to change their connection name. so it'd be something else, and they're like, what's this?
let me tell you something. And this is just how devious I used to be. Okay. My daughter ended up getting something for Christmas one year. She got playing around with it and everything. She could change my TV channel, turn the volume up and down on it. She could even cut it off. I'd get so damn pissed off till I figured out what was going on. Then she showed me what it was and how she done it. And I got to thinking, my next door neighbor's got to update TV. So at nighttime, when they thought I was in the bed, I'd open up the blinds and I would aim it at their TV till I got the code right on it. Then I would end up cutting it off or turning it up or freezing it. They'd get so damn pissed. Yeah. You can see the remote going across the room, and they'd get up and unplug the TV. And she finally caught me.
Yeah, those universal remotes are fun.
No, this was like a game or something, like a little blue box that she got.
It was the spy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had fun with that thing. And I think my daughter finally took it away from me, and I ain't seen it since. But, oh, Lord, some of the stuff I used to do, no way. And I'm surprised my youngest have turned out the way they did. Real good.
Yeah, I remember I used to worked in a real estate company working on the computers and stuff, and I'll get bored, so I would take a screenshot of their wallpaper and stuff, and then I would remove all their icons, and then replace the background with, the icons up there and everything. You see them up there trying to click on the icons, trying to open stuff. It won't open. It won't open. Or there's programs that they would type something, and it would, every time you do a K or something, it would make a different word or something like that, and they'd be typing in there like, what the heck? What's going on? And they'd call me in to work on it, and most of the time I wouldn't say what the issue was.
You get paid for fixing your mistakes, huh? Now,
hey, Peanut.
It's like I told Bushcraft, I don't think I've watched TV really in the last 2, maybe 3 days. And I just read what Shift Kicker posted, prayers for Texas, lots of tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be the front that's going to be moving through our area tomorrow between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Yeah, there's another cold front coming through.
Yeah.
Although I think my area, I think we're just getting rain for tomorrow. There's probably a little higher up than us are getting a bunch of snow. Yeah, it's only supposed to be tomorrow morning. It's when we're getting hit. It's just rain, because it's going to get up to 48 tomorrow, 49.
Yeah, you used to what, 60s and 70-degree weather. It dropped down to 40 some. That's right damn chilly.
No, that's our norm right now. It
Yeah.
would usually be in like 10s or 20s. This has been a warm, very warm winter. That doesn't mean I want a cold winter, but
It's warmer than normal.
yeah. Monday here, it's going to be 71. But we go into next week and it's down in the 20s.
Now, like I said, I've not really watched TV, and I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, but they are saying there's going to be a possibility of some winter weather mix coming in on this. Now, to be truthful about it, I don't care. The ground is too warm to hold it now. It can snow all it wants. It's going to be gone within 24 hours. That's fine with me. Damn. Sniffer. Western Maryland is going to get 2 to 4 inches, where'd it go, of ice, then changing into 2 inches of snow. Now, when is this supposed to take place?
Well, that's Maryland. That's cold.
Maryland, that's the way I pronounce it. Saturday through Sunday night.
Oh, the video I did about the train in Florida. They're getting a whole bunch of different information. Because I got a lot of people telling me, "Oh, you if it's leaking, you can smell it." The thing is, they put that odor in there for that purpose. If there's a leak in your gas or something, you can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you can't smell it until they put that in there. So if they haven't put that in there, you ain't smelling it. Because I got a lot of people telling me, "Oh, you can smell it," and I know it smells like rotten eggs. It stinks, but that's they put that smell in that, and the stuff that's there is liquid propane. It's not the stuff that they squirt into your barbecue, your tank for your barbecue grill.
Mm.
And that's why they said if they have to, when they're trying to move this, and they keep forgetting about the other, because the report says there was 2 tanks that derailed and were on its side. One had 30,000 gallons or pounds of propane. Now they're saying it's liquid propane, which is worse than the gas. So there's something really fishy. And if you've seen the track, it looks like an explosion hit it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like it's like all different directions, and there's a big crater at one spot.
So, in other words, purposely done.
I don't know if just the train running and all of a sudden it just did this.
Yeah.
I don't see that damage being caused by a derailment. I mean, it's dug in and dirt and stuff is out.
What part of Florida did this take place in?
Outside of Tampa, I do believe.
Okay. Okay.
It's in a business district though, and there's warehouses and stuff like right next to it. And they said if they can't get it moved, and I think they've learned from Ohio, oh, let's not release it and burn it because it's gonna be all over the news. So they're trying to move it without, and to me, the tracks are fine up to those tanks that are turned over. Why can't you back another car up to it, run a hose from that to the other tank and fill it up? Take
True.
the fuel out of it instead of trying to move it. I don't know. There must be somebody smart enough down there to figure that out. Instead of trying to pick this thing up in the air and move it somewhere, why don't they unload the liquid gas into another tanker? Makes sense to me, but I don't know. I don't get paid them big bucks.
Well, if we did get paid big bucks, we'd make them other people who's been doing it for years look like peons. Because we got a little bit of common sense. I don't think they do. You know, but the problem is,
this just popped up. The rail workers that cleaned up the toxic stuff in Ohio are getting
Sick.
deadly sick right now.
Yeah. And they give them N95 masks on top of that.
Yeah. Local federal officials rushed to say everything was fine. And this is not the people who are living there. These are the people that rail workers hired to clean it up.
There's some damn chemicals that was involved in that wreck that they're not releasing to the public.
Oh, the thing is, the chemical is not that bad. Even if they just dumped it on the ground, which you can't do that because it's gas. But,
Yeah.
But if they just dumped it on the ground, it wouldn't have been that bad. There's one thing you do not do with that gas is introduce flame to it. If you burn it, it turns into a pepper gas that's been outlawed. It was used in World War I and they outlawed it.
Oh, okay.
It's that bad, and it's killed lots of people.
And I'm not allowed to say that name either, am I? What do
Probably not.
The type of
Well,
gas.
the thing is, it was used by both. It was used by both sides.
Yeah, but you know how YouTube is too.
Oh yeah.
So,
but that's a lot of people say, oh, it was only used by the German people.
No, it wasn't either.
It was used by Americans. It was used by the French. It was the English.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody used it.
Take over. I'm gonna go get me a refill on tea. I'll be back in a minute.
That's like I think it was Operation Market Garden. There was a city that that the United States and Great Britain bombed. They annihilated, burned the whole city down, killed lots of people. They actually messed up and well, actually, it was the Britons that messed up and gave the wrong. They bombed the wrong city and pretty much burned it all down, and it was blamed on the other side. I can give you the link 101, but I can't put you up here. Hey, Agent J. But I just watched that not too long ago. Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with one side or the other, where they were kind of neutral. Wasn't even in it, and destroyed the whole city. But yeah, all these workers that were cleaning this are getting, how they say it, deathly sick. But according to government officials, it was safe, just like the water. It may kill the fish, but it's good to drink. Yeah, next week is when the next Friday and Saturday, they say it's going to get down in the 20s. in my area. But more than likely it'll change by then. Because actually, right now, my area is under a flood watch. So people up above us are releasing a lot of water in our canals and whatnot. All the way to Friday night is the flood watch. Now, that brings something interesting. Now I'm looking at this graph where all the flood watch is, and guess who's in this flood watch besides my county? It's East Palestine is also in this flood watch.
I'm back. I had to go out to the driveway and get my tea.
What did you leave it in the driveway for?
I got my tea and had to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Had to get his tea and take a pee.
And that's it. And I had to do the pee-pee.
As long as there's not a pee in the tea, then we're fine.
Yeah, trust me, there ain't.
Now, if this other county, which has all the chemicals in it right now, is under a flood watch and they flood, that means that flood water will also come down to other water tables.
So you're
Yeah.
Beyond that.
So you're royally fucked.
Big time. I've been watching up on YouTube. There is a independent newscaster. He don't work for nobody.
Is his name Bear?
What?
Is his name Bear?
No. Let this go around.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Bear Independent.
Yeah. No, this guy don't. No. But he's going around to different people, interviewing them and everything. And he is asking questions. I mean, this guy don't act like he's bad. You know, to me, he's pretty good. because he's asking questions the news media won't ask.
Yeah.
And he was standing on the bridge behind Dollar General up there. The woman he was interviewing threw a hefty damn rock into the creek. And you saw a bunch of oil rings just starting to pop up
Yeah.
from there. And this is what, about a week or so after all this
No,
took?
It's still in the water.
Yeah.
There's still people posting it today that ran a stick across their creek and was showing the chemicals come up.
Yeah. Well, now he also interviewed the lady who done the first video of the creek or whatever, you know, with the chemicals in it. So, you know, I cannot even think of his name.
Yeah, he also did the interview with the lady with the chickens that first came out.
Yeah.
All of her chickens just died. Oh, it must have been something else. No, maybe one or two. Okay, yeah. But when every one of your chickens just die right after a chemical spill, it could be the chemicals.
I'm going to take for granted there's probably 100% chance it's the chemicals.
Yeah.
But what gets me, and I heard this today, is they gave the cleanup crew N95 masks to wear. And some of them got pissed off and said, well, if it didn't do nothing for the coof, what makes you think it's going to be good enough for this? You know, but
it's funny that like people now realize what we've all been telling them this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's why I said Fauci's hiding right now because he knows his ass is in trouble.
They will not be able to walk the streets, just like the Q board said. Like, do you not understand? I've been telling you this for years.
Damn, you sound like you in a good mood tonight, 101.
No, actually, I'm fucking exhausted, and I thought about not coming up here tonight, but I'm here.
Okay, I'll take it easy on you. Okay, it's over with. So.
I like how when you put up here the flood watch, it shows everywhere that's under flood warning, and out in the ocean there's a flood warning in the ocean.
Are you sure?
What? Wait, hold up. What?
Exactly.
Wait, I gotta see this shit. You gotta share this shit.
Okay, let me move this around first. Oh wait, I have to put it on another page because
only in 2023 do you have floods in the ocean.
I'm still.
Even our floods have floods. Hey, I brought the Dr. Pepper tonight, so don't challenge me.
Bushcraft, you right. That's the first time I've done it since my tooth started hurting. No.
Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to where is it? Oh, it's not going to show on here the flood warnings because it's not linked here. Severe weather. Oh, there it is.
What?
Nanny hell.
What?
Even down here. Oh, it says
Hold
gale
on a
warning.
minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. 12 miles out is our national waters for the United States. Anything beyond 12 miles is international. So you mean to tell me we're going to have
Yep.
what? We're going to have flooding all the way into international waters? Excuse me, what?
Well,
wanna
it says
bring-
gale warnings. I thought it was flood warnings. It's gale.
Oh. I was going to say.
Because I put up the flood warnings on mine over here, but
Only in
on mine it
2023
says it.
Only in 2023 do you have reverse tsunamis.
Yeah, I guess this is on here. It shows all the severe weather.
Why is the biggest part of North Carolina still in white?
There's
And parts of South Carolina and Virginia?
not a damn thing's happening in North Carolina.
Hell, that's normal.
No severe weather yet. They got fire warnings in Texas, wind advisories. I thought they had
No.
tornadoes. Maybe that's the wind advisory is a tornado.
Now, I have also saw that where parts of California is still under a snowstorm advisory for what? This coming up week.
That's the upper part. That's normal.
Well, now, when they move Las Vegas to the upper part of California,
Las Vegas is over here.
well, not Las Vegas, shit. Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is down here.
Exactly. That's the parts that's having those advisories.
No, that's just a frost advisory. It's not winter storm. Winter storm is up in the mountains.
I got a winter storm watch.
Well, don't you need to go to the bathroom for that one?
Yeah, you're gonna get one.
Who?
Me.
Oh, also, did you hear
No.
that the police commissioner and attorney general of, or not, is it the attorney general? Whoever does the law bit, the prosecutor, they all resigned from Chicago
Good, damn it.
because that weird looking lady. Oh, what's her name?
Little G's.
Yeah, well, Lightfoot or whatever she calls herself.
Yeah. Laura Lightfoot.
Yeah.
Bug eyes is what I call her.
I seen a thing. His chicken's strutting around and he eats something and he starts shaking his head and all of a sudden he goes like this and lets out a fart and then somebody made her come out of his butt and go up there and talking about how she lost her job.
Well, I mean, come on, think about it. You know, the people of Chicago has finally stood up and voted. You know, they're tired of her bullshit. So they're going to try to bring somebody in that's going to do a little bit better. But from what I have understood, there is 2 more people who is a clone of her. And there's another one who is really trying to bring it back. You know, he's for reinforcing the police department, bringing law back. But the other 2 is not.
I'll throw a wrench in that argument. We don't need to bring back the police force. We need to bring back the sheriffs.
Why not the U.S. Marshals?
Well, that's the same thing.
Well,
No.
Sheriffs, marshals, those types of cops, not the.
Marshals are government. You don't want them.
Well, what I'm saying is sheriffs because
Yeah.
the they're the more freedom side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
old West type. Because they had sheriffs. I'm not saying the marshals now. The U.S. marshals are the government ones, but back in the cowboy days and stuff, you had a marshal for the state or the territory.
The territory.
Yeah.
But it's
Look down in Texas. What are the Texas hat? They have Rangers.
Rangers, Texas Rangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And them boys are badass too. But
I always wondered with that. If you become a Texas Ranger, do you have to wear a cowboy hat?
I don't know. Is that a word?
ask Chuck Norris, he'll tell you.
I feel like it would be.
Because
And if I found out it wasn't, I kind of would be pissed about it because like
you always see them there.
'cause you always think it right.
They always wear the white ones, the white hats too. They're always dressed really nice, and they have them big old hats.
Well, now I'll go one a little bit further back than that. If you'll watch Westerns, all the cowboys with the white hats that got into a fight never lost their hat. It never come off their head. Wildlife. I think the cowboy hats are standard issue for Texas Rangers.
I would say, because I've never seen, and I like how they have their badges are like the old Western badges too.
Like the 6 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Texas Star.
Yeah, that's so if you have to take it off and throw it, you stand a better chance of hitting them with it.
Well, nowadays they got the little round nubs on the tips of the stars.
Yeah,
Make a bigger impact.
or Canada, the Mounties, they have that big old frisbee looking.
Some of the badges from the 1800s are worth a lot.
Yeah, they are. And there are different points on the sheriff's badges too. Some of them are 5. I think some of them are 6. I want to say there was a time when some of the points went to an 8-point star.
Some of them used the Jewish star.
Yeah. That would be a 5-point star?
No. A Star of David.
Oh.
6 point.
Yep, and here it is. To be dressed appropriately, Rangers are required to wear a Western hat,
Oh, defined
a
Western.
dress shirt, a tie, and a coat and appropriate pants, a Western belt, Western boots.
Total cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
An appropriate pew should be worn in a waist holster at all times.
Like the old school.
What is an
45.
appropriate pew pew? Is that theirs of
45.
choice, or is that
It doesn't say. It
is
just
that
says it.
period correct? You know what I mean? Like, are we
Yeah.
going single shot, single action?
I have seen some of them with automatics.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, they're
Well,
kind of
not automatics, but
Semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Jeff's version of an automatic is anything that's beyond a muzzle loader.
No, my version of an automatic is something that will shoot 1,000 rounds per second.
Do I need to pull up a video?
No.
That is like, you know what? Fuck it.
Lisa, I did not see your question. Let me back up.
Oh, this is really interesting.
You know, you say what, 1,000 rounds a second, Jeff?
Something like that.
Well, how about 1,000,000?
Damn. I want that.
Hold on. So this does it in increments. So share this. Backstage. Share it. Thank you.
Hey, damn thing is slow. Okay. Duh.
Okay. So 36 barrel prototype, 600 rounds per minute. Normal. Okay. But it gets faster as it goes on.
Oh, hell. I like it already.
Okay. Pretty normal. This is 30,000 rounds per minute.
sound like Jeff.
It gets worse. 60,000 rounds per minute.
You mean Jeff with under the influence of 5 bowls of beans?
It gets even worse.
I would mount that on my truck.
It gets worse.
That thing looks like it's stick down.
Yeah, it's 36 barrels firing all at once. So, 1,000,000 rounds.
Oh,
just like a
Damn.
shotgun. And then there's the after effects of what it looks like. This is through drywall.
yeah. Every movie where the people hide behind the drywall wall and expect bullets to ricochet off of it. Ugh.
Right. Yeah, so you wanted 1,000 rounds a second, Jeff? Well, I think we just reached it.
There's a link if anybody wants to read up on the Texas Rangers stuff. I put it in chat down there. There's all kinds of cool shit on here though. And they actually have special response teams too for the Rangers. And it's all military attire. It's not cowboy hats anymore.
Oh, really?
Yep. Earliest Ranger was 1840s.
Damn. Lisa, I have not received that yet. Can you imagine me having 2 of them mounted on the bed of my truck?
It'd probably rip the back end of your truck up.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'd have to reinforce it.
Get a couple I-beams.
Instead of a rail gun, I would have a rail truck.
Right. Mobile artillery.
My son's done those, the miniguns. It had 2 of them on it though. And
Really?
its main purpose was, if the power went out, then he would have to man it. This is when he was in Syria, because it wasn't so much that they would get attacked from people; it was drones. So he would have to shoot the drone down. But if the power was out, if not, computers did it.
There you go, 101.
I just bought me an antique 1887 Winchester shot. Expensive.
That's actually a good deal for you.
I know it's still expensive though.
Yeah.
Anything above 1,000 for me is an expensive gun.
Well, that's 2 guns in one.
Why is it 2 guns in one?
Here's the cat. Everybody's wanting to see the cat.
Everyone
say
wants
hi.
to see
Not to me.
bushcrafts.
Say hi to the.
Never mind.
You need to learn to go look. See. Look.
About an hour and a half ago. No, I mean, I haven't got, let me double check. I'm pretty damn sure I haven't.
I seen the lever action Henry, one of the first ones
Yeah.
for $500. This was a while ago.
I
But
saw
I wish I would have had the money to get something like that then.
a octagon barrel Winchester in a used gun cabinet at a Sportsman Warehouse one time for like $3,000, and I'm like, damn. And it wasn't no reproduction either. It was like a legit, real,
Yeah.
The original.
yeah, original octagon barrel back to the way they used to make them.
Damn.
Problem is, those octagon barrels are prone to splitting, so
Seems like to me from the pictures that I've seen, and I've not helped one, the octagon barrels is a thicker metal than what we got today.
say again?
The metal or the steel on the barrels seems like to me it's a thicker steel than what
Today.
is on our rifles today.
No.
Yeah, but it wasn't fired the same. We have precautions that doesn't let air bubbles and stuff in it. That's what makes those old things weak. Well,
Okay.
look at the Titanic.
Okay. There's a way that we used to check welds when I was being trained for welding. What you do is you basically x-ray the metal. Okay, is it solid in places? Think of it as a fish sonar, Jeff. Okay, you know how you have
Right.
fuzzy areas and then the solid areas showing you where the fish are and all that?
Yeah.
That. Okay, but it's for metal. And back in those days, in the 1800s, they had air pockets, they had bubbles that were part of the castings, imperfections that weren't made, that didn't get out of the steel during the firing or during the forging or during the smelting when it came as bar stock. So during those times, there was a lot of imperfections. In today's world, you can get away with thinner material because it's more refined and the firing processes are literally computer controlled. So
Yeah.
it's not hit or miss, no pun intended.
Okay.
Just the fact that like on the Titanic, the bolts, the rivets that went through, they found that a lot of the rivets that they found were there air bubbles and there's slag inside of them which makes it weak. And nowadays you'd never see anything like that unless somebody screwed up big time.
Well, you like actually have to purposefully try to do it
Yeah.
for it to fuck up.
Look at the cannons, how they were made back in those days. It was poured into a cast.
Well, and you notice the cannons back then also had steel belts around them to keep them held together.
Yep.
Nut House, I would love to have a cannon pulp sitting in my backyard. I'd have fun when the Mexicans went to harvest the field back there. Put a bag of flour in there. Whoop.
Have you ever seen creamer be lit on fire?
So what?
Yeah, creamer, like coffee creamer, set
No.
on fire. Oh
No.
my god, you've never seen MythBusters, huh?
Pull it up on your
Hold on a minute.
thing tonight.
Let me see if I can find this one.
Okay, so gotta get past the ads.
Oh, here it is.
Now you do know I bought some creamer for the wife for her coffee. I'm gonna have to go try this shit.
It's the powder stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what I got.
What the fuck? Oh fuck. What is it? What is
It's
What is it?
you'll see.
Oh hell no. Really?
I don't get it.
Just wait. I already know what's gonna happen. I chill.
Who's that?
Fuck that shit. I'd kill whoever did that.
You never. Could you imagine that being your wife?
So
All right.
this is powdered creamer in a cannon.
Holy shit.
Yep.
That's almost as bad as a Molotov cocktail.
Almost as bad. That's a 5-story fireball, Jeff. How does that even compare?
Dude, I could have so much fun with that right there.
So next time you get powdered creamer on the counter, make sure matches are not anywhere near it.
Yeah, that's why that these grain mills and stuff they blow up. It's because of that.
Yeah, because the particle. Do you ever notice why an auger for a corn silo is at the bottom?
Yeah.
Because all the dust is at the top.
Hmm.
So having the auger, if it were to spark for whatever reason, underneath the corn or grain or whatever, actually keeps it from being lit on fire.
That's what happened over here in our county. One blew up.
Yeah, there's a reason grain augers are designed the way they are.
Hell, I thought design like that easier to work on when it broke down.
Well, there's that too, but that's just the fact that there's no oxygen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't even intentional.
101, chances are I'm going to give you a free pass tonight for a little while anyway.
Well, I got to get going here because my shit starts in 5 minutes. So.
Well, damn.
Yeah. Jeff said, "Oh, I ain't going to be on here that long tonight."
2 hours later. Oh, I gotta read you this here before I forget. So one of my friends here texted me arriving at work in a good mood. Okay, guy looks pretty decent, comfortable, content. And then it shows me 2 hours later, same guy leaning up against a pole, hand on his head, and it says, "Give me strength." 2 hours later. Yes.
That's
Yes.
about
yes,
right.
indeed. Anyway, I'll see you guys here in a few.
Okay.
Out.
Don't get
Out.
lost.
Did you tell him not to get lost?
Yeah.
Damn, you should have made him a road map. You know, it's probably a good thing that my stream won't get saved tonight. Some of the shit that I talked on here.
Well, it doesn't save on StreamYard. Remember, StreamYard is the software. YouTube is the website. So it's going to get saved on YouTube.
Damn, that shit sucks. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. That way, so we can do what we got to do.
Don't cut it too deep. It's hard to
Darn
sew
it.
back on.
You're taking all the fun out of it, ain't you? All right. This is the Bushy Bear Show. Out. Damn.